Now, 11 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Greg Hurst.
And I'm Jerome Gray. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with up-to-the-minute weather information.
Strong storms have moved into our area. This is a live Air 11 picture. It tells the story here. Heavy rain, some area flooding and hail have been reported. And we're looking now as Air 11 flies above the heights. As you can see, the rain continues to come down. Clouds continue to dot the sky.
Taking a closer look on the ground from downtown Houston, as you can see, dark clouds. Folks downtown saw the dark skies, and as they left the office today, they knew this could be a long commute home with lots of wind and rain in our area.
Now we're going to take you southwest of downtown to the Southwest Freeway. You can see the traffic. The headlights moving your direction is headed outbound. It's going home. You can see heavy traffic, and it appears that the rain is affecting the commute to some extent.
And taking an eagle-eye look out at Montgomery County, once again, more rain in the area, more problems associated with the storm system moving through.
Busy day for all of us. Dr. Neil Frank has been joining us to give us the latest on this severe weather. And Doc, will this last throughout the evening?
Well, Greg and Jerome, the leading edge of this line of thunderstorms, it has been moving to the south all afternoon long. As a matter of fact, it started out in northeast Texas about 4:30 this morning. And as we take a look at the radar, you can see that the leading edge of the thunderstorms now has reached Texas City in south of the Richmond-Rosenberg area and then on out to Columbus. And this is moving towards the south at the present time. And we do have severe thunderstorm warnings. That means severe thunderstorms are occurring for Chambers County and then Harris County and Waller, Austin, and on out to Colorado County. And that would be till about 6:30 tonight. And we are continuing to see those severe thunderstorms develop. We just had a wind report from Hobby gusting to 40 to 50 miles an hour as this line of weather moved through. We've had numerous reports of hail this afternoon, one report of even golf ball size hail, and we've had a couple of reports of some wind damage or the possibility of maybe a tornado. So it looks like it's going to be kind of stormy yet this evening until this line moves off the coast, Jerome and Greg.
All right, dangerous out there. Thank you, Neil.
And as Doc mentioned, around 3:15 this afternoon, there were reports that a tornado did touch down in northeast Harris County. That's in the area of Highway 90. But just as soon as it came down, it went right back up into the sky. We are continuing our up-to-the-minute coverage of the weather situation with 11 News reporter Terrence Jackson, who joins us live now from Mont Bellevue. Terrence?
Greg, it's been raining here at Mont Bellevue pretty much all afternoon. The constants we've had here, thunder and plenty of lightning in this area. But that's pretty much the scene here in northeast Harris County. Right now, you're taking a look at an eagle-eye shot there of lightning that has been pretty consistent here. Earlier this afternoon, we headed from the east side of Houston further east towards Liberty, down Highway 90. Some pictures we took earlier today, and there was a tornado that actually touched down roughly halfway between city of Houston and Liberty. We're told that this happened in an unpopulated area, though. A sheriff's deputy in that area told us the tornado touched down, went right back up into the sky. So we've had no reports of any injuries out here. The biggest problem, just the rain on the streets. Traffic has been moving slowly. As I can confirm myself, we've been doing quite a bit of hydroplaning as we've traveled on the roads out this way. So if you're heading this way, do be careful. Correct?
All right, we'll give you a chance to dry off and talk a little bit later, TJ. Thanks.
Okay.
As we continue to bring you up to the minute with the weather coverage, we go now live to 11 News reporter Nancy Holland, who is in northwest Harris County. Nancy, what's the situation there?
Jerome, we're out in the Spring Branch area. This is the area that got slammed so hard yesterday, so they're a little bit gun-shy today. I want to take you up to an eagle-eye shot right away and show you what it looks like a little bit as you are looking at the intersection right now of Silver and the Katy Freeway. And then we're going to show you on out tonight as the drivers try to get home this evening. There have been a couple of fender benders, probably at least in part due to the rain, because it has been coming down pretty steadily out here for quite some time now. Occasionally a little bit of lightning and some thunder, but certainly not quite what they saw yesterday. They're very grateful for that. Coming back to ground level, again, taking a look at the Katy Freeway. Right now, moving along just about as well as we could probably expect. No flooding at this point on the service roads. As you head out this way, this is where really the worst of it was yesterday, and there are actually some people up on a roof trying to take care of damage that occurred yesterday, trying to get that taken care of just in case anything else happens. Again, as we said, some thunder, a little bit of lightning in the area, but at least for right now, most of what we've got is rain. We can really tell it's gotten dramatically cooler since all of this moved through, so cross your fingers, maybe it won't be as bad as it was yesterday. Jerome?
Absolutely, at least no flooding on the feeder road there. Thanks, Nancy.
All right, we're going to take a live look outside now. Going to take you out to the Galleria area, and this is always a traffic trouble spot. And as you can imagine, the weather like this only makes it that much worse. You can see traffic just a crawl, and the rain still coming down there. You also, by the way, we want to let you know that you can track this storm just by logging on to our website at KHOU.com. Now, just northeast of Houston and Humble, the rain continues to fall there. 11 News reporter Jeremy Diesel is following that story. Jeremy?
Well, Greg, it's certainly calmed down quite a bit since the last time we talked to you about an hour ago. Just raining lightly here, but there is plenty of lightning that I can attest to. We had one strike that we saw just a few hundred feet away from where we're standing, and there's some more going on right now while we speak. Earlier today, though, it was raining very, very hard in this area. We were up in the New Caney area around 3 o'clock when the storm first started to develop, and that rain was coming down very hard. So hard that people had to actually pull off of the freeway on 59 because you simply could not see as you were driving. In fact, at one point, the skies became so dark that not only did all the street lights come on, it literally looked like it was nighttime out there. It was raining so hard and the clouds were just so very dark. We have some sporadic reports around this area now of some localized street flooding in this area. It's been raining pretty consistently for the last 2 hours, and although it does die down at times like it is right now, it picks back up and dies and picks back up. A lot of water has been coming down over the last couple of days out here as well. Back to you.
Yeah, that's pretty much the story all around, Jeremy. Right. Thanks. And it's important to let you know at this point, for up-to-the-minute details on conditions around your area, you can sign up for Weather Warn 2000 at KHOU.com. And Dr. Neil Frank will have more on the forecast a little bit later in this broadcast.
As we turn to other news, the city of Houston wants to save lives, so it will buy back guns this weekend. But there are some who say the program will not help. 11 News reporter Sandra Jen has more on the Houston gun buyback controversy.
When Houston's first gun buyback program hit the streets 5 years ago, it seemed like a good idea, but not everyone's convinced.
Your hardened criminals will always have guns, and people that like guns will always have guns.
Opponents to gun buyback say it's a little like traffic. You don't buy back cars to keep kids from being run over. Instead, you teach them to look both ways and watch traffic lights before crossing. Gun buyback supporters aren't buying that argument. Diane Clement's son Zachary was killed by another child playing with a gun.
If because you as a parent take your gun in on Saturday, that maybe your child's life is spared. We can't count the successes.
Will Blumentritt, a father of 3, says the emphasis should be on teaching gun responsibility to our children.
At some point in their life, they're going to see a gun. They need to know how to behave around it, and it's a parent's job to do that.
Diane Clements agrees, but as a parent who has actually lost a child, she still believes that gun buybacks will save lives. Sandra Jen, 11 News.
For more information about this weekend's gun buyback program, call 713-437-6937. Or you can log on to our website at KHOU.com.
In the political battle over guns, today gun control advocates displayed a videotape they say shows just how close Republican George Bush is to the National Rifle Association. 11 News Washington correspondent Jim Fry joins us now with more on that story. Jim?
Well, Greg, Handgun Control made a show of it, displaying at a press conference here a tape of an NRA meeting as if it were a revelation. An NRA leader says, however, this is all just politics. Handgun Control and the maimed former Reagan press secretary Jim Brady played a tape of an NRA official talking to members of his organization. In it, Kane Robinson says, if we win, we'll have a president where we work out of their office. Robinson says he was thinking of Texas Governor George Bush when he made the statement, but he only meant the NRA would have more access to the White House. Vice President Al Gore, by the way, is a strong supporter of gun control measures adopted during the last 8 years. Gun control advocates say they don't mean to imply the NRA is necessarily up to any mischief.
What we're stating is that there is clearly an extremely unusually close relationship between Governor Bush and the National Rifle Association.
Governor George Bush is a sidearm of the NRA in the state of Texas.
But the relationship between the anti-gun movement and the Clinton-Gore administration is unbelievable.
Well, the Gore campaign calls the NRA tape the proverbial smoking gun in revealing the relationship between the Republican candidate and the gun lobby. But a Bush spokesman told us today that neither the NRA nor any other special interest can set the governor's agenda. Greg?
And Jim, just think, this is only May. We have 7 more months of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks.
It's a saying that makes you feel good, but if you click on the words, I love you, it will create a nightmare.
If the clouds get out of the way, you'll want to look to the sky tonight for what's supposed to be a brilliant display of light. Also, next time you see a roach, don't stop it. It could be worth $1 million. We'll be back.
You're watching Houston's leader for live local coverage, 11 News at 6.
As we bring you up to the minute on our severe weather coverage, taking a look at this live eagle-eye picture from Mount Bellevue. As you can see, the temperature right now, 66 degrees. Folks trying to make it to their destinations with quite a bit of rain coming down.
And you know, when we get these heavy thunderstorms like we have been getting today, a lot of times you get this, hail. This is what was happening out in North Harris County today. Little pea-sized hail. In fact, a little bit earlier today out in Montgomery County, it got even a little bit larger. But again, just a product of these severe thunderstorms that have been pelting us all day long.
The love bug done bit me. That's what some computer users are saying as the I Love You computer virus spreads around the world at lightning speed.
Too bad it wasn't spreading love. In fact, spreading hate. It's hit several businesses here and also the Vineyard Christian Fellowship Church in the Heights. The emails ask users to kindly check the attached love letter. If opened, it will delete all of your image files and MP3 music files, then send itself out to everyone in your email address book. Now, the best thing to do is just delete the message and don't open the attachment.
A controversial band of musicians performing in Houston tonight. Los Van Van is considered by many as the best dance band in Cuba. But many also consider the band pro-Castro. When the band performed in Miami last October, there was a huge show of anger by protesters. Many Cuban Americans in Houston say the band is just helping Fidel Castro.
When musicians leave Cuba and tour, as the Van Van do, that becomes a large source of money that Castro can then use to repress the Cuban people.
No protests are planned for tonight's performance at the Ariel Theater. Many in Houston's Cuban community say they will simply stay away from the show.
Hey, today is Space Day. Now, while you may not have plans to celebrate, children in many schools do. Teachers are discussing the future of space exploration, including the possibility of sending people to Mars. Jerome?
For the first time in 38 years, the sun, moon, Earth, and 5 other planets are nearly aligned, but you won't be able to see it with the naked eye. Here's a closer look. The Earth, Moon, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn are in nearly perfect alignment for a few days, but because of the sun's brightness, you won't be able to see much of it with the naked eye. However, if you could see it, it would look pretty much like this. Alignment of the planets is not unusual, although some people fear that it indicates the end of the world, but it didn't happen 38 years ago. Hopefully it won't be happening.
Yeah, we're certainly hoping not, and you probably won't be able to see it because of the clouds anyway. Anyway, probably a lot calmer up there than it has been for us. Taking a look outside right now.
This is a shot from our Eagle Eye shot from Montgomery County. Dr. Neil Frank coming up with a look at all this severe weather in our area.
With Houston's most accurate forecast, Dr. Neil Frank and SkyMax 11 Doubler, only on 11 News at 6.
We have been talking severe weather all day long, and keep in mind all of these thunderstorms are potentially dangerous out there. As we take a look at this live Air 11 shot, this is coming from Beltway 8 just south of I-10. We know that these thunderstorms can produce lightning, also heavy rain can lead to flash flooding and hail and so much more.
Let's get the very latest on the situation out there right now. Let's turn to Dr. Neil Frank in the Weather Center. Neil?
Yeah, Jerome and Greg, it's a repeat of what happened here on Tuesday morning. It's been very stormy all afternoon. We've been watching the leading edge of a line of thunderstorm move southward. It moved into the northern part of our viewing area early this afternoon, and you can see the leading edge is just about to reach the island out to Columbus on the west, and we're seeing a very strong thunderstorm around LaGrange at the present time. As far as thunderstorm warnings are concerned, the only one that we have now in terms of a county would be in Chambers County until about 7 o'clock tonight. And keep in mind, as these thunderstorms move off the coast, it's going to be very gusty. For those of you that are out over the open water, the winds gusted to almost 50 miles an hour at Hobby when it did move by. Let me show you the rainfall because it's been very impressive today. And everything you see in here in red is over 3 inches. If it's black, it's over 5 inches. Here's Hempstead. So from Brenham back to about Montgomery, just into the southwest of Lake Conroe, you see 4 to 6 inches of rain. And over in Chambers County, from Cleveland down to just in west of Liberty and Dayton, another 2 to 4 inches of rain. We had one report from Huffman at 2.5 inches of rain. He had 4.5 on Tuesday morning, so that brings his total the last 48 hours to 7 inches rain that has been badly needed, I might add. Now I want to show you how it all developed today. Let's go back to early this morning, and there's 2 things I want you to watch. You'll see the rotation of the rain bands around this storm system that moved into the northern part of Texas on Monday. It's drifting very slowly to the east, slower than I really had anticipated. But watch this line of thunderstorms form about 4 o'clock this morning. Now let's put it into motion, and you can see that line form right there, and see how it's moving right on down through southeast Texas. And that's the line of weather that has produced all the bad weather around here today. You can see the rotation of the rain bands around that storm center. A better look at the rotation of the clouds around the storm center. That storm center is locked into the southeastern corner of Oklahoma at the present time. In addition, of course, to the severe thunderstorm warning for Chambers County, we still have a thunderstorm watch until 7 o'clock this evening for all of southeast Texas. That would be all of our viewing area. And a preview of what's going to come as this system moves out. Look at this. Temperatures back in the 90s over the western part of the state. Here locally 82 at Bush this afternoon and 79 on the island. That's pretty close to normal for this time of year. Southeast winds 15 during the afternoon hours. And as we put the maps into motion, you'll see that that low just hasn't moved much over the last 24 hours. Maybe nudging a little bit to the east, and we think that that probably is going to happen as we head to the weekend. I think it's going to be around tomorrow. That means we could have another stormy day. Then as we head to the weekend, I think it will drift far enough to the east that we should dry out a little bit. But as we dry out, we're also going to get warmer. Our forecast would indicate that it could be another stormy day tomorrow. Let's call it a 50% chance of thunderstorms, most likely during the afternoon hours. And then we'll drop that down to 40% as we head into the weekend and 20% on Sunday and Monday. But as the rain moves out, the temperatures move up, and we'll be back into the upper 80s on Sunday and Monday. So it's been pretty stormy around here today, and if you're interested in getting those warnings, you can do so on your pager or on your computer at home. All you've got to do is to log on to our website, KHOU.com, and you will be able to sign up for those warnings, and then you too can be alerted when another warning is issued.
All right, turn off the faucet. We're starting to shrivel up here, Doc. Thanks.
Well, the Astros wind up their series with the Cubs. Highlights coming up next in sports. All right, time for sports. Gifts here to talk about the Astros taking on the Cubs. And
it's not raining in Chicago. Astros are saying goodbye to the Windy City at this hour on their way to Los Angeles for a weekend set with the Dodgers. And after having all kinds of troubles in Chicago, they are leaving on a high note. But not before Sammy Sosa greeted Scott Ellerson with a "How do you do?" That's Sammy's 9th home run of the season. However, Jeff Bagwell got the clutch hit of the game with the bases juiced in the 5th. He brings them all home with his shot to the ivy and left as the Astros take a 4-1 lead. And then Ken Caminetti puts the game out of reach with this double, bringing Bagwell home in the 9th. The Astros getting the victory this afternoon by a final score of 6-2. They are now on to Los Angeles, which is great news.
All right, get that streak going. All right, thanks, Jeff.
We're going in search of $1 million roach. We'll explain when we come back.
So you want to become a millionaire without watching that show? Then just start looking for a bug. A few pesticide companies have released hundreds of marked real roaches in 14 states across the country, including Texas. If you happen to find the specially bar-coated roach without crushing it, you could become a millionaire.
I think their $1 million is safe. If they released it today, you'd never find that roach. It'd be washed away. You know, he's somewhere way downstream. So, Doc, give us a quick update on the weather here before we leave.
Okay, all afternoon we've been watching this line of thunderstorms as it moves south, and we've had some very heavy rain associated with it in some places, probably 5 or 6 inches. And you can see the leading edge of that has now reached the island, and we expect it to move on off the coast tonight, and some of those thunderstorms are weakening, and that is good news for us.
Watches and warnings have been discontinued?
One more watch, or one more warning, that would be Chambers County until 7 o'clock.
All right, and as you can see, people downtown earlier today trying to run to get out of the way, but this was one they just couldn't escape. It just kept on coming.
That's right.
All right, Doc, thanks. We'll talk again at 10.
And that's going to do it for us now. Thanks for joining us. Be safe out there.
Yeah, we're back here at 10 o'clock. Hope to see you then. Have a great night. Bye-bye.